You might be familiar with the tradition of praise poems or gratitude poems. I am a contrary old soul with the emphasis on old. So this is my attempt at the form. It's called Praise in a Minor Key to the One Who Does It Wrong. Fall on your knees to praise the ache that rises to your hip bone. Praise to chapped lips, to headaches, to slumped shoulders, tingling fingers, gurgling stomach, remembering last night's whiskey. Praise to the awkward contours of elderly bodies, pink and purple and blue, rising under the skin, lumps of living clustered at belly and ankles and thighs, wrinkles in collapsing time. Praise to the blue pills of Zoloft, the Epsom salts of the bubble bath, the candle burning out. Praise to the elephant you hold in your hand when you know you can't catalog malaise, when the measurements don't match. Praise to the Jungian who talks to the 13th fairy, who crashed the party to the folk tales you'll never read, the word games in the dark, the driftwood of dreams in longed-for lack of consciousness streams. Praise to the Easter green, revived with a glass of water, splashing yellow and violet, a gift from a love that wants nothing to do with you. Praise to the catechism of calamitous chaos, masking your fear like a retouched photo you vaguely recall. Calamitous chaos might describe certain elements of our current political situation. So that brings me to a couple of poems, one long and one short, that address certain national and international events. Invasion of the body Ukraine. 1. A curtain of darkness dresses us, necklaced with pinprick leaks of light. A shadow is a baseless lamp. A suitcase is a wing on the ground. The cough is a violet expose to be tossed in the trash. My skin separates the darkness without and within. The infection of invasion is just a matter of time. 2. In distant lands, from rockets placed or misplaced, the woman stares, arms akimbo. The smoke from the guns is bluer than honesty, blue as ink stain on silk, blue as ash in the fireplace, ember dying out. This is the block that hides heaven. This is the block that hides hell. Citizens cower in subways. A bunch of rags is a woman crying. The darkness swallows the throat. Hunger is the opposite of an orchid's tongue. Stop the trains, the planes, expel the diplomats, tear up the monopoly money, drain the vodka. What can you do to stop a war without warring? 3. I am a country cut off from casualties and curses of powerful pariahs, cut off from consequence. Of course, the books will bury us. Of course, the breath is a stop sign. Of course, the choke will stall. Of course, the solemn is statement. If I call, you will be occupied. If I'm not in sight, I will forget. If I remember, the surprise will sharpen me. If I trust you, my heart will race. If I imagine my death, I will die. If I sleep, will I awaken? If I tell the truth, will I understand the ending? A pregnant woman runs. A cigarette is a rubbled street forming a wall that doesn't stop anything. They said the bugs crawled out of me, but I am out of the weapons range. The next poem, also political, is constructed by randomly picking out words from maybe 6 or 7 volumes of poetry and finding my own purpose for them. It's called Chirping Canary. My white history is Mayflower, and even then, the women weren't allowed to look, so what do I know, except what canaries sing in octaves too shrill to be silenced, of slavers shipping manacled bodies and ivory tusks in waterlogged boats to a 400-year history of coned hats and antlers out for a lynching. I'm not there. I'm back with the skullmarms, invited to suppers of rice and kidney beans and garlic cloves cooked by unseen hands. This is no manifesto. There's no heroism here. I'm talking about how not seeing is not knowing as the doorbell rings in the high note of the canary, shrieking the sound of shotgun shockwave, destined for the brown-skinned kid outside who never had a cigarette in his now done life. I'm going to finish with 2 poems. The first returns to the realm of dreams. It's an ekphrastic poem occasioned by an exhibition of the paintings of Mary Frank. She's a surrealist, often depicting dream landscapes. Here, I've interspersed descriptions of her artwork with a dream I had. This is called Paranormal, inspired by the paintings of Mary Frank. In the Grand Hotel, the lobby light-filled, the bar paneled in oak, repurposed from library or church, the glassware, a great white wave, me, orange and naked. A star-filled constellation, my dead college roommates, Betsy of breast cancer, she reaches for the lion child. Claire of a rare degenerative disease await me on the 3rd floor. Their chatter sings in my ear, but they are not on the same plane. I am late for the conference and hurry to the registration desk while the shift changes. The elbows reach above the sleeping head of the body shield. I'm ushered into a back room while administrative details are worked out, which takes more than an hour. The wind woman huffed out a boat of all the people I've lost. I want to be on the same floor as my friends, I said. Here's the keys to your room on the 2nd floor. Turn right as you get off the elevator. 3 women in Handmaid's Tale hats facing away. On floor 2, I turn and open the door, closets and mops and time-stamp machines, another corridor, this one with rooms, a bend at the torso, a boat, a woman comes out of the darkness, still lost, a kind attendant, I'll show you the way. The latch turns to a maroon room, plum curtains, pink bedspread, magenta carpet. What does it look like? Or was it like this? An abstract painting in scarlet and yellow above the bed, a tiny rose with bountiful light, a tiny window with bountiful light, a dim, dusty rose. Some of us migrants know by heart the translation of bird calls. But look, says the attendant, here at the foot of the bed. We know you had some problems getting registered, so we brought you a big bag of pastries. Enjoy. Somewhere from the Book of Symbols, someone is reading aloud.
Hey, yo, I'm sitting by the clock, watching the seconds pass like an hourglass, fast like the composition of a track in Madagascar. Saudi Arabian Alcatraz prison environment like our stash. Back with a pile of cash in case you need your Motorola with a phone upon us. In case your Harry Potter had a wish list. I be that Christian, a misfit with pistons in case I'm distant like stars with Jiminy Cricket. Yo, my style be encrypted. Half man, half minotaur, half a clicking. To intersect when I'm in this, I catch a glimpse of my cadence being painless like payments when I'm pinned in. Cause the pain is so hard to bear. It's rare to crack a flare drinking tea with some chamomile after to make a meal. A couple bucks for these mighty ducks out in Santa Monica cause it's Hanukkah. And I ain't talking them until. How many more lost raging violence in this cold dark world? Like it's 4 stars is evident I go so hard like a supernova. Bomba plena homie, yo, I can only go so hard. 40-yard dash, phone starts. Going berserks cause my poem's scarred. From all the trials and tribulations, my sombra, hombre, mala onda. Veo la vida como fuera zona. Rapping and catching the flow whenever I glow like show enough. I'm more rough than a diamond pre-cut with some bone thugs and harmony. Be my pharmacy. When my rhyming needs go beyond the daily expectations, so I flow just to get me in conversation like it's opera. If I kinda duck from a swing cause the summer's up, now the runner-up is back into this like I'm kinda shut, so I open up like a mother. Woo.